All right, I just got back from Washington, D.C. They asked me to give a talk on how to make money from your patents. But guess what? I was able to listen to all these other speakers talk about intellectual property, not only here, but around the world, on the latest tips and strategies to protect your inventions. So if you want the latest stuff, watch this video. Okay, this big event is called IP Watchdog Live. Gene Quinn, I've had him on this channel before. This gentleman does a great job in bringing all the people in the IP space on how to protect your creativity. It could be trademarks, it could be copyrights, it could be patents, it could be trade secrets, you name it. He brings everybody together for a 3-day event to talk about all the latest tips and strategies, and I was invited to talk on a panel on how to make money from your patents. They asked me to come and talk about what I have learned on how to make money from my patents. And here are a few things I want to share. All right, if you're dealing with consumer products, realize most of them have a short lifespan, so companies only require you to file a provisional patent application, and if they think they might want to file a non-provisional patent application, they will tell you, but that's all you need if you have a consumer product. I was also able to talk about if you have a big idea, what do you need to do? And I explained to everyone, first of all, you need to build a team that has the know-how and the expertise to actually implement your big idea. The second thing I said, if you have that big idea, most likely you're going to file multiple provisional patent applications, and you're going to cover everything from the idea, but actually how to make it as well. The third thing I talked about, like you've heard me say it a million times, you're going to talk about the problem, the solution, workarounds, variations, and how to manufacture it, and lots of drawings. That way, when you file that provisional patent application, it truly has value. And once again, there's a very good chance you're going to file multiple provisional patent applications if you have a big, complex idea. And the next thing I talked about, to get companies truly interested in your invention, create market demand. Help the market demand, pull it through so companies want to work with you on your invention. And the last thing I talked about is the manufacturing. You have to know what your product's going to cost to manufacture it. Cost is going to be extremely important. If you're too high, they're not going to like it. You either want to be the same price or a little bit lower than similar ideas on the market. I was able to sit in on this one session and listen to experts talk about, is China taking over the EU and United States in filing intellectual property? Are they filing more patents? And unfortunately, China is. But you have to realize they have all these incentives for the Chinese people to file more patents. But the thing that was really important to me was this. Intellectual property is very important to China. But number two, it's not the number of patents you're filing, it's the quality of patents that you're filing. And they stated very clearly that in the United States, we have this world of innovation that is hard to find anyplace else in the world. We have this environment, we have this culture to come up with breakthrough innovations, which you will not find in most parts of the world. So it's not about how many patents you're filing, it's about how many quality patents you're filing. There's one session I listened to that I really loved. They were talking about the bottleneck that attorneys have when they're working with us inventors. Well, what's really great about that talk, I've never heard it from their perspective, how we drive them a little bit crazy. And the number one thing they said, most of the time, inventors are not giving them enough information. They don't have enough details. They're not providing them with what truly is the invention because sometimes they just don't know. The other bottleneck is searching for prior art because they said a lot of the inventors are doing their own searching for prior art. The one thing that really blew my mind, they talked about the new AI tools, and we're talking about them on this channel too, can be cheaper, they'll do a better job than if you hired a professional prior art searching person to do it for you. I also learned how important trade secrets can be. You see, if you've got this great invention and you know it's going to last longer than 20 years, maybe you don't file a patent. Maybe you just keep everything a trade secret. But here's the one thing about trade secrets. You have to protect them correctly. If not, they don't have value. They couldn't stress enough that you have to understand the correct way to maintain and keep your trade secrets. They also said, hey, trade secrets are a lot less expensive than filing for patents. Here's the one tip I absolutely love, because they were talking about how important design patents can be. They're affordable to obtain, but if for some reason you end up in litigation, and you win, not only can you win damages, but you can also collect some of the money the company made on your design. I also learned quite a bit about filing international patents because they can be very expensive, and when should you do it? Also, they talked about filing international patents because it can be very expensive, so they gave some tips as well. If you're going to file internationally, make sure you know the markets where potentially there will be revenue. The other tip was, if you're going to file in a country in which you cannot defend it, don't do it. They also said, look at where the competition's going. If they're going to go in an area that you want to participate, you might consider filing international patents. But here's the one thing someone said I truly love. Filing IP is your poker chip if you're going to play globally. But here's the one tip when they were talking about filing patents internationally. IP is the poker chip for you to play globally. The one thing that was so important to me to hear from all these intellectual property experts from around the world, how important is it for you to keep inventing? The one big takeaway from the conference that really inspired me, and it should inspire you, how important is your inventions to create a stronger economy? And that companies are looking for new innovation from everyone around the world. So I was happy to attend this event. I had a great time. And I just want to say, Gene, happy 25th anniversary. Thank you for doing such a good job educating all of us inventors, not only here in the United States, but around the world. If you're not sure about this and you need a little help, please give us a call. We have a program called Gateway where we do everything for you. We know how to reach out to the right companies. We know how to reach out to the right people. We know how to make sure your marketing material is communicating correctly so they can look at it, they can make good decisions. We know what questions they're going to ask, and we can be prepared for those questions in advance. And when that licensing agreement comes over, we can help make sure it's a fair and balanced licensing agreement so everybody's happy. Basically, we're doing all the work for you. It's our program called Gateway, and if you need help on any of this, please pick up the phone, call us, and let's see if Gateway is right for you.